look, I think the definition of global south would be a solid, countries who had been colonized. But it's not so much a definition. I mean, in here if you are from the global south or not. It's a emotion. It's a sense of solidarity. And don't take it as sloganeering or, some kind of diplomatic clever term. Look, when COVID happened, the fact that a country like India, which was still undergoing its vaccination, was willing to send out vaccines to countries of the global south means global south is for real, because it meant something for us. So there is a emotion and I would argue to some degree a culture where global west is concerned. So global south emanates from shared historical experiences. You could argue we are the victims in a sense of history, recent history, who have combined together. I think global west was probably a more unified term, very cultural, very political, very strategic, till recently. Now there is a differentiation in the global west, which is why he wants to make it a rectangle. So the fact that it's still there, I would argue, but less cohesive, less tight than before. I have actually a question on the global east, because I don't think that kind of solidarity or that kind of cohesion really exists where Eastern
hemisphere.
So, well, there's no Eastern hemisphere in, this is meant...
unless you're reading Kishore's book.
So. But I would argue that, many of the countries which are envisaged as global east really think of themselves much more as strong national players and much less collectively as an east. So I think it's less cohesive. West is more differentiated. I think south is very...
South is a vibe. You said south is a vibe.
Right.
South is a vibe, west is differentiated, east is probably the weakest.
Invented.
Is invented.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far. But first of all, I'm not going to, give advice sitting next to Dr. Jaishankar about what the global south is, but I really liked your definition that you feel it, you sense it, it's in your heart, it's about culture, it's about identity. I mean, it's obviously broader and different than a national identity, but there's a feeling and a sense, and some of it is definitely historical. And then the diversity within the global south, whether it's geography or politics or demography or economics, is huge, but that's why we are different. And here's where I want to come to, again, the iteration point on the book. Yesterday, my second point out of the three proposals was that respect diversity globally, and that needs to be seen in the institutions as well. I should tell you one interesting thing. I mean, I remember sending a message to a friend of mine, and I said that foreign policy should never be driven by the past, because then we victimize ourselves. And I was thinking about Russia, because Russia is super good at using the historical narrative. She came back to me and said, "How dare you say that? That means that you're erasing periods of colonial history and others." I said, "Whoops, point well taken, you're absolutely right." That's why it's so difficult to, for a Westerner to write about it. My sort of final point is on the social media and Modi. I was super happy that we were able to do a joint posting on Instagram with Modi. We have 4 million views of it.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.